You need somebody who knows about the business of the cruise lines.
Do you know what to do if you're sexually assaulted while on a cruise ship? Well, that's what we're going to ask the lawyer today on this episode. Hi, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com, and my guest is attorney Jack Hickey with Hickey Law Firm in Miami. Jack, thank you for making some time to answer our questions today.
Hey, Rob. Thank you very much for having me.
So let's talk about just how prevalent is sexual abuse on a cruise ship.
Well, sexual assault does happen on cruises, of course. Right now, cruising has been suspended, but people, of course, have had thousands and millions of people have had cruising experience in the last year and before. It happens. It's kind of a recipe for this kind of thing when you have, frankly, a lot of young men who are crew members. Who are out at sea, who are working between 6 and 10 months at a time on a cruise ship. They're working 7 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day. They are expected to work and keep their nose to the grindstone without very much recreation. And yet they're surrounded by passengers who, of course, are on vacation. So this is a recipe for sexual assaults, which do happen. Usually it is the crew members sexually assaulting passengers. A very serious problem on cruise ships.
Now, Jack, I know that the rules, the laws, the regulations about cruise ships, they're complicated. It's important to have somebody who is very well versed in that, like yourself. Tell me a little bit about what is the process. What should someone do if they've been assaulted while on a cruise ship?
So the first thing you do, of course, is to document it. You report it on board and report it to the FBI. I know that taking photographs is not the first thing on your mind when you're traumatized by this. At our firm, by the way, we have a whole team of female lawyers and paralegals who handle sexual assault cases, including myself. I'm always the lead trial lawyer there. But you should of course, report it on board and report it to the FBI. If you are a U.S. citizen, the FBI does have jurisdiction to do an investigation on board. You need to call a maritime attorney who specializes in cruise ship sexual assaults, which would be me. But you need to call right away as well in order to get the ball rolling. There are deadlines in regard to passenger claims against cruise ships. One deadline is, and a very, very important deadline is 1 year. You have 1 year to file a lawsuit against the cruise line. You have 6 months to file a claim. That can be an informal letter or what have you, some sort of notice to the cruise line as far as what happened, who, what, when, where, how, and that must be sent to the cruise line within 6 months of the incident. But the lawsuit is a what we call a jurisdictional requirement. It is something that cannot be waived or it's not forgivable after the fact. If you blow a 1 year statute of limitations, you never again will be allowed to bring that claim against the cruise line. So,
Jack, what if someone is thinking, well, I'll wait till the end of the cruise when I get back home and I'll report it then. So you're saying don't wait?
I'm saying certainly do not wait to report it.
Right.
Report it right away.
Report
it immediately because, report it right away. Report it immediately. That's so that the cruise line can take action, and also so that you will have reported it and made a record of what happened. As far as contacting an attorney, a maritime attorney, to help you through that process, do that right away, because there are things that we can do and do in order to secure the evidence and also to guide you through the process and to help you, because we know trauma counselors all across the United States who can help you.
I know that these cruise ships oftentimes, maybe all the time, have ports of, or the home ports are not in the United States. Does that complicate things? And I'm sure the crew members generally are not citizens of the United States. Does that make things more complicated and take the process take longer, Jack?
No, no matter where the port is that from which you took the cruise, no matter where you live, you must bring a claim against a cruise line in the city in which the cruise line indicates in the ticket itself. Okay, so for example, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Norwegian Cruise Lines. Those are really the big, it's really the big three, because Celebrity is owned by Royal Caribbean. Those three cruise lines all require that you file suit in Miami, Florida. So it does not matter where the cruise was. It does not matter where it went from or to. You need to file suit in Miami, Florida. There is a small exception with regard to cruises. Some of the Royal Caribbean cruises require England, but with those very rare exceptions, you must file suit where the ticket says, which for the big three is Miami, Florida, which is why it makes sense to hire a maritime attorney located in Miami, Florida, who knows the courts in Miami, Florida, who can see you through the process in Miami, Florida.
What if someone's thinking, Jack, I'm not sure I can afford a top quality firm to handle this sort of case?
All of these cases are handled, at least by my firm, handled on what we call a contingency basis. If you don't recover, you don't pay. If we don't recover, you don't pay. And that is so there is no requirement for you to pay any money out of pocket, even for the costs of the lawsuit. In any bringing any claim, you have your attorney's fees, and you also have costs, which are paying the court reporters and the experts, mainly experts, for their services. So we, in our firm, we pay all of the costs, and we wait until the end of the case. And again, if we don't recover, you don't pay as far as the attorney's fees. There's no outlay of expenses or attorney's fees whatsoever.
Jack, let's talk a little bit. Everything is different right now because of coronavirus and quarantining. Let's talk about specifically how Hickey Law Firm is doing business during the time of quarantines.
We are up and running. We are operating remotely, but we are here working overtime for you, the consumer, to make sure that we are all in this together, that we guide you through the process, and that you can sign up with us from the comfort of your own home. We are in Miami, Florida. We fight the cruise lines in Miami, Florida, but we have clients all over the United States and all over the world, and they sign up electronically. They sign up through overnight FedEx. They sign up through faxes. We are fully operational and fully geared to allow you, the consumer, to sign up remotely from the comfort of your own home. We do video conferences, we do telephone calls, of course, and we have electronic signing for documents. We can also FedEx and overnight the documents. This is what we do very commonly. We did it before the coronavirus. We're doing it during the coronavirus, and people really do appreciate that they can talk to their lawyer and see their lawyer on video, that the lawyer is all set up for this, and the entire law firm is too. We've done Zoom conferences with the whole team. Every client who signs up with Hickey Law Firm gets a team assigned to them. And the team is composed of 2 lawyers and 2 paralegals. And we do an introductory session where we do a Zoom conference with the client and all 4 of us on the team. So you will meet the entire team, and you and your spouse, your loved one, can meet the team and ask us questions, and we would love to answer your questions. This is what we are doing here. We are working overtime to make sure that this happens. And the other thing I don't know if you were going to ask me about this, but the other thing is deadlines. And let's talk about that. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Because even though a lot of businesses are shut down and things are shut down in this coronavirus environment we're in right now, the deadlines are not. The deadlines for filing lawsuits in court, generally speaking, are not postponed. And so that continues to go on and on. In the a passenger of a cruise line has only 1 year within which to file suit, and they have to file suit in the city in which, as I say, the city in which the ticket indicates or requires. And so if you're in Iowa or you're in New York or you're in Los Angeles and you take a Carnival cruise ship anywhere in the world, you need to file suit within 1 year in Miami, Florida. And that is a lawsuit governed by maritime law. So you need a maritime attorney and you need somebody who knows about the business of the cruise lines. A little bit about me. I started my career, the first 17 years of my career, I represented cruise lines. And for the last 22 or 23 years, myself and my firm, we have sued cruise lines on behalf of passengers and crew members. So we know the business of the cruise lines, and we know the maritime law, which really applies throughout all of these lawsuits.
Jack, thank you so much for all your help today in answering these questions. Very timely information. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been Attorney Jack Hickey of Miami. If you want the best information, be sure to go to askthelawyer.com. Also, please take a second to like, share, and subscribe by clicking on the button below. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com.